yeah, that thing works pretty good, I would say. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Burndown YouTube channel. Well, I've got your attention real quick. I want to let you guys know that we have to back off the throttle a little bit on the videos. I've been doing daily videos for a while now. I'm not getting burned out. I enjoy doing it, but my cars, of all things, my daily drivers, have been beating me up to the point to where my wife's 2016 Camaro 8-speed decided it wants to be a 7-speed now is what it's doing to me. And I've had to put time in on that thing, and then it's chewed up time, you know, working and so on. And apparently they don't give away the 8 speeds over from GM. So I have to put in extra hours so we can get that thing covered because you need cars to go back and forth to work. That's pretty important. So that puts the part buying portion of this on hold, and then it also slows down the daily videos because I have to put more hours in working, like I said. So it's less time for video making. Something's got to give at a certain point when life starts beating you up. But the good news is we're not going anywhere. I'm still going to try to keep my weekends if I can until I get that transmission. I'll have to do that job over a weekend. But until then, we'll keep the weekends and we'll do what we can. I can't throw money at stuff, so that eliminates working on the Winnebago because I have to pull a third member out and I know it's broken and we're just going to go, ooh, yeah, it's broken because we know we already did a good job on that one. I haven't really found a line on a used set of Spider gears. I know I can get a new set for, it's like under 500 bucks, which isn't terrible. It's not cheap. I mean, a $500 burnout isn't that cheap, but there's no use in pulling that out. So I figured what we will do today. So I want to get on track to being positive again and going in the right direction because, like I said, everything, oh, my truck too, by the way, that thing decided, the tires decided to give up, and then my spare decided it wasn't actually a spare, it was just a flat 17-inch tire that I've been carrying around underneath my truck for who knows how long, I think since I bought the thing. So we had to get 5 new tires on that. So between that and transmissions, I was like, I've been on the downward slope, but I'm feeling like we're gonna crest the bottom here and start going back up. And we're gonna do that by working on the Malibu today. So if you've been following along the videos, this guy here, don't mind the trash, has a new transmission tunnel in it for a 4L80E, and we didn't quite finish it, and I got all excited, so I want to do the burnout with the Winnebago. So we did that, and then we broke that. So then you start having unfinished stuff, and then you start breaking stuff. And I was hoping the Winnebago would be an easy fix, so I jumped right over to it thinking I could maybe do an axle, and it didn't work out. So here we are. So now I don't have money for third member parts, so we'll get back on this because I do have welding wire, and I have gas in this guy here, and I got cutoff wheels and goggles, and it's a beautiful day. So we're gonna lay underneath there, kind of finish up the tunnel. I'll drag you guys underneath and I'll show you what the overhang looks like and the weld marks, so how I'm gonna cut it and clean it up. And then I gotta lay under there and grind and try to get, I think that's wire wheel, not grind. We'll wire wheel the bottom of the car from all the ages of gunk that's underneath there. So when we get back in the top and I start spotting that thing in, I'm not wondering, you know, what's burning and it's the bottom of my car, because that's, don't ask me how I know that will happen. It's not like I've done that before. So actually not on this particular car, but yeah, we'll just get dirty. We'll do that. Also too, if you guys didn't see, we got some love from my boy Ryan Jans. This is the bucket challenge. Happel's like, dude, you got to take a picture of it. So that is the bucket challenge with the new big boy that is going on there. And then we also have scat on board. So if you need scat parts, if you subscribe to the channel and you call the number that is in the description, you will get a discount on your parts from scat, and it should be a good one. I've already gotten some feedback. And then I'm working with them, so when you guys call in, you have to call to get the deal. There's no like online ordering. You have to call and talk to a human, so I know that's tough. And then sometimes you have to leave a number and wait for them to call you back. So it's an ordeal, but it is going to be worth it because I've already heard back from at least one guy that ordered some rods, and we will see what he got, and we'll take a look at those, and I'm pretty excited. So he said it was a great experience, and he got a smoking deal. So head on over to Scat, tell him Burndown sent you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and you can get cheaper Scat speed parts. So let me clean up some of this junk, and then we'll crawl underneath there and see what we're working with. Let's scoot under here. I was gonna take the hood off, but I figured it blocks more sun this way. So here we are with the tunnel I made. So as you can see, you know, we'll just hammer this over. We can close that gap. I made a mark in here, so I actually want to kind of blister this out that way a little bit. It was still clear, but I'd like to move it a little. And then we'll round up all this stuff. We'll hammer all this. But what I wanted to show you guys was all of these heat marks from spot welding. And you can see the hangover that we have here, right? So I don't really need this whole lip. If we're getting welded here, you know, we'll leave more, you know, but I don't need a lip that big. Technically, I guess we could just hammer and fold the whole thing over instead of cutting it back. So this one's not too bad. So maybe we'll just do that. We'll just leave that weld there, and we'll just leave this fold over. So we will straighten everything up. If there's some real excess, we will move it. So let me get my hammer, clean it up as best we can, and then it goes all the way back into here, you know, where we did this. And then all of this fun stuff is what I was talking about. So we'll have to, you can see how thick it is. I got a wire wheel that will get rid of some of that. So that is that. Got lots of gunk to take off and some edges to fold over. So okay, so we just beat the flange over, beat this over so it seals it up a bit better. I may beat on it a little bit more, but it's pretty good for the most part. And then same thing with the flange here. And then this kind of had some excess that was kind of going out, and then I just went off the heat marks and just trimmed it up a bit so it looks a little nicer, because I think you can kind of see that in from the top. Like it was kind of obtrusive. So I'm cool with that. I think that looks fine. So now we get this mamma jamma, I think. So this is like a welding wire wheel. I'll have to wear gloves because these things fly off and they'll stab you. But I think we'll just run this along this edge and kind of dig in like that and just clean around. You know, we're gonna be welding from the top side. I know now there's a flange, I can't really get in there, but at least if I can clean this, if it doesn't want to smoke, it's just there. It's not going to keep cruising out, again, if it does catch. So let me zip all that down, and we'll clean a good area around this all the way around, and then we will jump inside and spot, and then we will take our time. And again, I spotted all this and we were decent, but we're going to be putting a lot more heat this go around, so I just want to do my due diligence. So let me clean it off, we'll give you a look at that, then we'll jump inside and start spot welding till our heart's content. I feel like Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs. Yeah. Oh, look at that. It's kind of addicting though. I mean, you just touch it and it just disintegrates. Look at all this. Yeah, we were having a little too much fun. It's all the way out in my driveway. I have it pretty much all in my mouth. So I'm gonna clean up for a second, then we'll hit it again. But yeah, that thing works pretty good, I would say. So we cleaned underneath a bit. I had to clean myself up, and then I'm just gonna come back in here and we'll just stitch it all the way around, kind of like we have been, and we'll just complete pretty much all these welds. So it'll take me a while. Maybe we can throw it kind of like on a time lapse, but you guys get the idea. So we'll show you what it looks like when we get it all finished up. Okay, here's a look at the finished welded tunnel. I think this is good enough for race car. It will get covered with some sort of sound deadener or something. Let's crawl underneath. Had a little bit of fire action, but nothing too crazy. I didn't crawl in here and put it out or nothing, but you can see burning a little bit right there, but So that's it. Folded it over, beat on it. You can see the heat signature from underneath. And yeah, we got a little bit of the bottom of the car clean too. That's why I look like I was coal mining, because I got a little froggy, and then I realized just how filthy I was getting, so I kind of stopped. So we left crud over here in that area. But yeah, so safety loop, all that stuff is basically in. These have holes you're supposed to drill back there, but I have all my lines in the way. I'm not taking my lines out or trying to run a drill over my fuel lines right here. So there's extra holes on the bottom. So next time when we actually mount the transmission in again at some point, I'm just gonna drill probably 2 extras here. So then we'll just have 4 bolts on this and the other side cross member. Instead of going to the back over there, we'll just go 4 wide here, and I think that'll be sufficient. This side, however, I don't have any lines, so I could probably drill those. So you can see this thing just loose in there. So you're supposed to drill through the frame. I got a brake line in the way, so I don't want to drill and then punch a hole in any of this stuff and so we'll just do multiple holes on the bottom for that. So let's jump out of here. All right, so the tunnel basically is in. That's 100 for what we're going to be doing to it until later we put dinner or whatever. So now what we can do, let's take this thing off jack stands, and maybe I'll enlist the help of my wife, and I'd like to spin it around because next we're going to work on the rear of the car. So that's it. I'm going to call it here, clean up a bit at some point, hopefully get my wife to help me spin this thing around, and then we're going to start eyeballing the back section. Probably take the tank out, probably cut majority of the trunk out so I could see where the wheels fit, and then I have to cross that bridge. I'm going to need like a used set of 10, we're going to do 28 10.5s on this. I might fit it like a 10.5W and then just run a, I think I could run a W, so I think we'll fit it for a 10.5W, then we can always go 28 10.5 if we entered a class where you can only run that. But I think in the hot rod class, I don't think they care about the W because it's a 12-inch tire, and I think a W is 12. So we'll spin around, cut the trunk out, and get ready to do all that sheet steel, since we're already on sheet steel technically. And then once we get that done, we're gonna put the tank back in, but I'm gonna lower the tank, sink it in, maybe sink the battery, and get some of the weight down and low in the back. And then once that's all in and we can actually fit a better tire, whatever that entails, because I don't know offhand what it's going to take to do that, we will spin it back around, and then we have a turbo, water to air, cold side, and exhaust. I don't know what we're going to do for exhaust. We'll have to cross that off the list too. So lots to do. I hope you guys are enjoying it. It's a beautiful day. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day. We'll clean up, like I said, spin this around. I'm going to get back after it tomorrow. You guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, share. Till next time, I'm out.